What is this? Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. All right. Right. Hopefully my earphones is working correctly. Okay, let me read my disclaimer before I get started. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance and fair use. Okay. So, trigger warning, I am going to be discussing birth control and also doing my hair in this live. Um, I'm going to be discussing two forms of birth control, that is birth control pills and also the Depo-Provera injection shot. I'm going to be discussing those two birth controls because those are the two birth controls that I have experience with. I have been on and off birth control for 30 years. I am 42. So in this live, I'm going to be discussing the birth control and about the birth control that I have experience with, and also taking my hair out. Um, so, uh, so if you're just joining, I am going to be discussing birth control. Two birth control methods, which is Depo-Provera and birth control pills. So I'm just gonna get started. I'm just trying to gauge where my hair is at, what braids I need to take out. So most of this I might be turned around um, because I also want to. Okay. All right. I don't have much of my hair to do, I just noticed. So we should get this done pretty fast. All right. So, um, like I said, I have been on birth control for about 30 years. Um, I have been pregnant because I've been on and off birth control for 30. So I have been pregnant a few times. Um, so in total, I have 5 children. My children ages are, let me get this right, 24, 24, 23, a 6 year old. He will be 7 in like 2 days, I believe. No, 4 days. 4 days. Let me see. 30 years, that's a long time. Yes, it really is a long time, Derek. Yes, it is. It's a long time. And I have twins that will be turning 2 in March. So 5 children. So out of them 5 children, I had 2 vaginal births, two C-sections, one missed abortion, and we will talk about what that is exactly. One blighted ovum, and we also talk about what that is exactly, and one miscarriage. So I'm gonna go over what is a missed abortion. So let's see. You still on birth control? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm going to discuss the reason why I am still on birth control, and I will probably be on birth control for the rest of my life. Did that stuff do something to your body? Yes, it did, and we are going to discuss all of that, all of it. All right. So, um, the missed abortion. So when people hear the term missed abortion, they automatically, oh, you had an abortion. Not technically. So what a missed abortion is, and I'm going to read the version of what they describe it as on Google, and I'm going to explain to you exactly what it is. A missed abortion is, okay, when a pregnancy stops developing, where the embryo, fetus, embryonic tissue, or empty gestation sac remains in the uterus and the cervical is closed. Symptoms may include pain, bleeding, or no symptoms at all. So it's not technically an abortion. Technically, what happens is there's a baby. There could be a baby in there. There could be a fetus, which is a baby before it develops, or it could be embryo tissue, which is not a baby at all. It's just tissue. So basically, what happens is the baby, the fetus, the embryonic tissue, it stopped developing. So therefore, there is no heartbeat. There, the baby is, if it developed into a baby, it's pretty much, it's dead. It's dead inside of you. There's no life inside. Now, like that, you could have symptoms or you could not have symptoms. I'm going to talk about my experience with that because I have been through that. But yeah, there could be symptoms, but there could not be symptoms. So you just never know. So I will talk about my experience with that. Blighted ovum. So let me a blood ovum is a type of miscarriage that can happen early in a pregnancy. It's also called embryonic pregnancy, as there is no embryo developing, and this miscarriage, it a sac and placenta can grow, but there is no baby. So basically, you have symptoms of being pregnant. You go to the hospital, you get tests to see if you're pregnant. The tests come back positive, but once they do the actual ultrasound to actually baby, there's just a sac there. There's no baby and there's a sac. So yeah, I've also experienced that as well, and I will definitely talk about my experience with that. So let's see. So let me just start my hair while I'm talking. Um, and I had one miscarriage, and that's the full experience of the miscarriage. Good to you in good health. That stuff not good for certain people. It's not good at all. It's not good at all. And I do not promote birth control, but in time, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. It's a lot. You look slippery. I guess okay. Well, that's good. I guess. I guess that's good. Thank you. All right. So let's talk about okay, so birth control pills. I started my birth control journey with birth control pills. When I turned 12 years old, I started going through menstruation, as all females do, at some point. And answer my other question. What? Good to see you. Oh, the other question must have got deleted. I don't know. Did that do something to your body? I answered that it did. And the other question got deleted because I don't know if you put some type of keyword in there. YouTube will censor a lot of comments if it has it deleted. Yeah, it will censor things. So if you can put the comment in there, maybe a different way using maybe different, better words, I can answer the question. So when I turned 12, I started menstruation, as all females go through. And my mother was like, "No, we not having no teen pregnancies up in here." At that time, I was not participating in any sexual activity because I was 12 years old. But my mother wanted to be very, very sure. that we didn't have any teen pregnancies. So they took me down to the doctor's office and got them to give me birth control. So the first birth control that I was on was called low lestrin fee. It is a low dose of birth control, and it was a low dose because I was 12 years old. Like I was, you know, I wasn't even fully developed, but I was going through, so it was a low dose. The most serious risk with birth control pills is it increases the risk of serious conditions, including blood clots, stroke, and heart attack. Some of the side effects of birth control pills are nausea, vomiting, headache, spotting or bleeding between menstrual periods, painful menstruation, weight gain, weight change, breast acne, abdominal pain, and depression. So when I was on that birth control, um, the symptoms that I remember going through was the weight change. So I did gain some weight from that birth control, but I don't remember it being too bad or anything out of the ordinary. But I did gain weight. It's too many side effects that should scare you. Yes, it is a lot of side effects and it does scare me. And like I said, I'm going to talk about all the reasons why. Like, yeah. So from 12 to 16, I was on birth control pills. I was a normal teenager. Did I take birth control pill correctly? No, I did not. When the doctor told me about birth controls, they explained the birth control pills. They explained to me that you have to take these pills every day. Every day, you take 28 pills. When you get down to the bottom pills, like the last 7 days, those are the days that you will be on your administration. Those are you to keep you in the groove of continuing to take the pills. So you still take them pills, although those 7 pills do not do anything, which you should not be having sex on your menstruation anyway. So those pills don't do anything. Those pills are only to be taken just so you can keep on remembering I got to take my pills. So from 12 to 16, I took my birth control pills, but like I said, I did not take them correctly. The doctor also explained to me never double up on pills. So if you miss a pill one day, don't go back the next day and take 2 or 3 pills or whatever. I did that. I did not take them correctly. When you were supposed to take the 7 pills on your administration, I didn't take them. I just felt like it was no reason for me to take them, so I didn't take them. I missed days. I played around a lot with them birth control pills. To be on that stuff, you really have to pay attention to your body. Spooky. Yes, it really is. It really is spooky. And like I said, those things that I went through, in effect from the birth control that I was on. So at 16, um, it was no surprise that I got pregnant. Although I was taking birth control pills, I was not taking them correctly. So I got pregnant at 16 and I had my son when I was 17. So after 17, so after 17, um, let's see. Okay, yeah, so there we go. After 17, I had my son when I was 17. So at 18, I got back on birth control pills. This time, when I got back on birth control pills, I got on a stronger dose, and it was the off brand of ortho tricycline. So ortho tricycline at that time were boasting about it being very good. It cleared up your acne, and I had and still do have very bad acne. So I was very excited to try these birth control pills. I can't say that it really cleared up my acne. I can't say that I really noticed that. Again, I still was not taking my birth control pills correctly. Um, and at 18, yeah, I got back on the pills at 18. At 18, because I still was not taking my birth control pills correctly, I got pregnant again. I was pregnant at 18 and I had my son at 19. So at this point, after I had my second son, I realized that birth control pills is not for me. I do not take birth control pills directly. So they're not for me. I cannot take them every day. I double up on pills. So I realized that it was not for me. So after I had my son at 19, I started the Depo-Provera injection shot. So the Depo-Provera, um, it was a shot that you get every 3 months. And let me also go back and say that birth control pills are effective, 99% effective, which means there's a 1% chance that you still could get pregnant, even if you take your birth control pills like you're supposed to. There's a 1% chance. The Depo-Provera shot. Now, there's two different numbers that I found when I was looking this up. The first number I saw was 96%. So they were saying it's 96%. So you still have about a 4% if you go get your injections like you should. There's still a 4% chance you can get pregnant. And then the other number that I seen was 99.8. So they're saying there's a two less than 2% chance that you get pregnant on Depo-Provera. So what I can say is that I have gotten pregnant in total on birth control, probably about 2 to 3, maybe even 4 times on birth control. But since I've been on the Depo shot, not got pregnant while I was on the Depo shot. Now, when I went off the Depo shot, then I did get pregnant. But while I was on the Depo shot, I did not get pregnant. So let me just read. Okay, so the about this shot. This shot most often stops, and this is how the Depo shot works. This shot most often stops the ovaries from releasing an egg. So no ovulation. Depo-Provera also thickens the mucus in the lower end of the uterus, called the cervix, to keep sperm from reaching the egg, and it thins out the lining of the uterus. So that is how the Depo shot works. Thinking about putting my daughter on birth control to ease my mind. Mm. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. And thinking, oh, I have a daughter now, and she's a babe right now. So yeah, but once she gets older, I don't know. I don't know. Because when I think about my mom putting me on it, and at the time I was not doing anything, I don't think that because my mother put me on birth control, it made me want to, go out and do it. But at the same time, it's almost like feeling like if the child is not doing anything, it's like why are you, I don't know. And then how kids are today, I don't know. That's a big decision, and you would definitely have to weigh all the options. And I would get very informed about all the different birth controls, because there are different birth controls out there. I just don't have experience with the other birth controls. There's one that there, I think it's called the Norplant. You put it in your arm, goes in your arm or something, and then there's IUD. There's a lot of different birth controls, so I would get very familiar with all the birth controls, and look at all the side effects, and look at all the side effects, and look at all the reviews, and get very educated with birth control. That's what I will say. Um, yeah. All right. So let me see. So that is what Depo-Provera does. It basically thins the lining of the uterus, and it creates a it creates mucus to not let things happen. That's what it does. All right, so the benefits that they say. All right, the benefit. It doesn't need daily action. So you don't need this every day. Like I say, it's every 3 months. You go get a shot and you're good. It gets rid of the stop sex for birth control. Now, this benefit, first of all, you shouldn't be having sex while you're on your menstruation anyway, but I do know that there are people that do that. But yeah, that shouldn't be a thing, but that's supposed to be a benefit. Let's see, it lessens menstrual cramps and pain. My experience with that, I can't say that lessens it all that much, but I maybe it does lessen it. Maybe it does. Maybe it does. It lessens menstrual blood flow and sometimes stops periods. Yes, it does. And I have some experience with that, and I will talk about that in a moment. It says it lowers the risk of uterine and endometrial cancer. Okay, so let's talk about the side effects. I'm not supposed to be my head down while I'm talking to you guys. I can't do two things at one time. Okay, so the side effects. You might have a delay in being able to get pregnant when you want to. So, yes, I have a little bit of experience in that. And I will say that once you get off the depot, um, it takes a while for your body to readjust back to normally. So, if you are trying to get pregnant, it could take you a while. But will that stop you pregnant? No, it won't, because I'm going to talk about my experience with that. And yeah, you can still get pregnant. I don't want to hurt Patty in the long run or have anything that can go wrong with her. Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one. It's just, and now that I have a daughter, see, I have all boys. This is my first girl. So having all boys, it was like, okay, all right, well, when they become teenagers, they boys, they want to do what they do. But having a girl, like, long as you don't bring home no babies to me, like, the baby, yeah. And ironically, my boys did not bring me any babies home. Like, ironically, like, after my oldest son, he turned about, I think he was about 18. He had some scares out there, and I would not be surprised if I have some grandchildren out there. But the children that were supposed to be his, they came back and said they wasn't his or whatever. So but I wouldn't be surprised in the future. But yeah, those are a whole different thing. And I just thank God for my mom. I thank God for my mom. And I'm going to talk a little bit about me getting pregnant at 16 as well. But I think because like when I got to that 16, like, she was a lot better about it than what I thought. I really, really was truly scared. I really thought that my mother was going to I thought my mother was going to unfriend me. I really did. But she was there, and till this day, my oldest son is 24 now. He has been there the whole way through. Now we go through our little things or whatever thing as mother and daughters always do, but she has been there every step of the way. When I was going through teenage years with my son, and he was out there and doing crazy stuff, my mother was right there every step of the way. So what I will say is, just be there. Just be there. Just be there. It's very important that children have support. is very, very important. So like life is always gonna life, and we always want to do things, but as much as you can, just be the support and understand that everybody got to learn their own lessons. So because we might see it from a different perspective now, think about when you was a teenager, or even if you was a good child, because me and my husband, we have these conversations all the time. Oh, well, I was a perfect child and I was an angel and I didn't do anything. But although that you might have been a perfect child, understand that your child is a mixture of you and their mom, or you and their dad, or whatever. So understand that they have a lot of ways that stem from both. So they need your support. That's what I will say. They need your support. That's the biggest thing, that they are able to come and talk to you about things, and they don't keep things to themselves. Hi baby, 16, and I'm nervous, but I trust her. Okay, so you sound like a very good dad, and I'm gonna tell you that is very important in girls' lives. Having her dad in her life is so important, and I think you're gonna be okay. Honestly, I think you will be okay. And she sounds like a very smart young lady, so like is very, very big. That is the biggest thing. That is the biggest thing I will tell you, because when I was 16 and I was going through what I was going through, a big part of that is because my dad was not in my life at all. And I didn't have a father figure. So I like, although maybe dad cannot, if the dad can't be around, there should be a father figure, because I feel like around that age, girls are searching for something. And if they don't have that father figure, if they don't have their father, they're going to seek out that father figure out there. So that's a really big thing. And I really think that you have no worries. I really do. Just make sure that you keep open communication, and just make sure you keep open communication. That's what I will say. But that is wonderful. Let me get back on track here. Um, you mates. Okay. All right. So these are the side effects. You might have, okay, a delay in pregnancy. I talked about that. It does not protect against STDs. And the only birth control that will protect against STDs is condoms. That's it. So any of these birth controls, I don't think that they protect against STDs. Now, to do some more research about this new I don't know what it is, but it's called PrEP or whatever, and it's basically supposed to um I'm guessing I got to do more research, like I said. But it's something to do with HIV. I'm not sure if you have HIV, that if you take the PrEP, you can transmit HIV to other people. I'm really not sure. As far as I know, that is kind of like the only, and that's not even a control. That's not a birth control. That's what is that? The contraceptive. So it's not a birth control. Um, so yeah, as far as I know, no other birth controls will protect against STDs. It might affect the bones. Yes, yes. Commercial behaving engagement. Yeah, I know they. I know that. I know, like, and it's really crazy. Um, the stereotype that they're putting out there. Um, but yeah, I like I said, I would have to do more research about that. I have not done any research about it. I just hear about it from what I hear on TV, and I'm very versed in like YouTube and stuff. So I hear a lot of people talking about it, but yeah, I'm not too sure. All right, so yeah, it might affect the bones. It's a big thing. Um, so I'm not sure what the medication that makes it affect your bones, but it can affect them. So what I have done to try to combat that, I have started getting vitamin D3, which helps with your bones. So Belly pain, yes, yes. Bloating, yes. Less interest in sex. Now, that's a big one. That's a big one. That's a big one if you are in a relationship, if you are married. Yeah, that's a big one. Less interest in sex. And yes, that one has affected me. It one of the side effects, depression. It can cause depression. Yes, yes, depression. It has affected me that way. Dizziness. I can't say I've really been many dizzy spells. Headaches, yes. Irregular periods and breakthrough bleeding, yes, I've had that. Nervousness, yes. Weakness or tenderness, oh, I guess in the breast, okay, yes, I've had that. Gain, yes, yes, I've had that as well. Hair loss, but it is very rare for hair loss. So I have been on a hair journey. If you're new here, my channel is strictly is about my hair journey. So I cannot say that some of my hair loss has been contributed to the double shot because I also suffer from iron deficiency anemia. So some of my hair loss is contributed to that. But they say hair loss is very rare, but it does happen. All right. Okay. So there is, and this is what you need to be very aware about the depot shot. There is a lawsuit right now going on about the depot shot. They are saying that the depot shot can cause brain tumor. So I just became aware about this lawsuit, just like within the last 3 to 4 months. Was looking up some things and it popped up on my timeline basically saying I could get compensation and join the lawsuit. It's a class A lawsuit. um do I believe that it can cause brain tumor? I do believe that, and this is what you have to look into when you are doing research about all of these birth control pills, all these birth control forms. um Everything out there, everything that is marketed as a medicine is going to have some type of side effect and it's be something wrong with it, and it's going to cause something else. So those are the things that you have to be very aware of, um, and it's just it's really a bad thing. It's really a thing, and at the same time it's just so much out there. It's so much out there. It's like we get hit from all different directions. Like, okay, it's in the medicine. Okay, it's in the food. It's in the water. Like, it's a lot. So you definitely have to do your research. So far, I have not experienced anything dealing with brain tumor. But that's not to say in the future it won't happen. So that is something that is going on right now. There is a lawsuit. If you got the Depo-Provera shot, or if you are on the Depo-Provera shot, that it can cause brain tumor. So back to my journey with the Depo shot. So from after I had my son at 19, um, I got on the Depo shot. And no, after I had my son at 19, I got birth control. And the reason why I got back on birth control is because when I got the shot at 19, I had some severe side effects. And those are the side effects that I said I was going to go back and talk about. And let's see, one of the side effects is, let's see, less than menstrual. No, that wasn't the one. Oh, the side effects. Okay. Irregular periods and breakthrough bleeding. So when I was 19 and I was on the Depo shot, um, before I got pregnant with my son, my second son, um, I had that side effect, regular periods. So on the depot shot, they tell you you can be on your period for a long time, but then you cannot have a period for like a month or two or whatever. So what I was experiencing is that I was on my period for a whole month straight, like a whole month. And I'm not talking like light period, I'm talking heavy period for a whole month. And a month, then it kind of went away, but then in a couple days, it came back again. So it was like, this is too much. Like, I can't deal with this. And I believe I went to the doctor, and that is when I stopped. That's when I stopped. I got off of the depot shot. And then shortly after that, then I was pregnant with my second son. So after I had my second son, I realized that the depot shot was not for me. It wasn't for me, and it back on birth control. Now, I knew that in the past with birth control, mm, I knew that in the past when I took birth control, that birth control pills, that it didn't work out for me. Yeah, an entire month. Yeah, yeah, and I was going through it. Um, I knew that in the past, birth control wasn't the right method for me, but at the same time, I felt like I was a little older, I was a little wiser. I felt like I can handle it a little better. So from 20 to 35, I was on birth control pills. Um, did I still take the birth control correctly? No, I didn't. I did not. Although I was older, I thought that I was wiser. I did not. So around 34, no, I want to say, yeah, around 34. I had to be 34. 34, I met my husband. And he wasn't my husband at the time. He was just my friend. Or, no, he was actually my boyfriend. I might have been his friend, but he was my boyfriend. And when I was on birth control pills, and I was doing a lot of things that I should not have been doing. So I would miss pills. I would double up on my pills. I would not purposely take pills. And then the nights that he would come over, then I would take my pill, thinking that that was going to keep me from getting pregnant. So at 35, I got pregnant. I got pregnant at 5. Um, and I had my son. No, I think I got pregnant. Yeah, did I have my son at 36? Yeah, I think I had my son at 36. I had to have my son at 36. So 35, I got pregnant. I had my son at 36. Um, and after he was born, then I got back on the depot shot. I got back on the depot shot because obviously I'm still not mature enough to take birth control pills every day. Obviously, I don't know how to take birth control pills, although it's in black and white writing, and I'm telling you guys how to get. Obviously, I can't take it myself correctly. So I got back on the depot shot. So when I got back on the depot shot, I was very, very scared because the last time when I was on it, so it's a no, it's a birth control. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Obviously, it's a no age limit because like, yeah, I still didn't take them correctly. So yeah, I was very, very scared to get back on the depot shot because of the side effects I had before and the bleeding. It was horrific. It was really terrible. But I did get back on the depot shot at 30 and between 36 and 38. And around 38, I had like a awakening. Like I said before, if you're new here, I am a part conspiracy theorist. So, like all the research, all the things to look into was pointing towards like Depo Provera is not something that I should be putting in my body. And I think also around that time, the yeah, around that time where No, I want to say that was a little bit after. I just became very aware, and I didn't want to put that in my body anymore. The side effects that I was having was not the bleeding, but there was the depression. I did go through the depression, and I didn't realize that I was going to do the depression. My husband, God bless his soul, like God bless him, like because the things that I put my husband through is just ridiculous. So yeah, I did go through the depression kind of heavy, and I realized like I don't take this anymore. And then also around that time, some things happened with me and my husband medically, and told to us by a doctor that maybe we could not have any children or whatever. So when that happened, it was almost like a blessing in the sky. It was like, okay, this is bad. This is bad. And I will not talk about it because it's not my experience to talk about. But it was like, this is bad. But at the same time, if this is going to take our chances out of having another baby, then maybe this lesson in the sky. So in my mind at that time, it was like, okay, well, I don't want this shot. I don't want this stuff in me anymore, but I don't want to have children anymore. But at the same time, maybe there's a possibility I won't have children anymore. So, like, I'm going to stop putting this stuff in me. I got off the depot shot. Um, I stopped taking the depot shot. Like I said, one of the side effects they said maybe you might not be able to get pregnant. I did go through irregular period cycle, whereas though I didn't have a period for like a couple months after I got off shot, and I even went to my doctor to find out what's going on. I thought at that time was I was going through menopause. They tested me, my levels were good, it wasn't nothing going on, and then my doctor explained to me that the reason why I was going through this is because I was coming off the depot shot. So, which, okay, all right, that was fine, but I was not trying to get pregnant. That was not that was not a goal of mine. It was I definitely was not trying to get pregnant. Um and then at 39, I didn't have a pregnant I didn't have a period. I didn't have a period. And I started researching some things. So from my research that I seen, I looked up on Google. I seen that said that you are if you going through premenopausal, basically if you premenopausal, that you could take a pregnancy test. And I took a pregnancy test because I didn't get a period. So yeah, I took a pregnancy test and it came back positive. But from the research I did online, it said that if you are premenopausal, you could get a false positive pregnancy test. So automatically, I was thinking, okay, I'm going through premenopause. So look at my family history. My mom, she started going through premenopause at 35. So I was now at that age, I was 39. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm starting to go through the change of life. So I made a doctor's appointment. I went to the doctor. And I told her I got, a positive pregnancy test. But I'm going through menopause. And my doctor looked at me like I was crazy. And she said, if you got a positive pregnancy test, you are pregnant. There's no such thing as a false positive pregnancy test. Like, I ain't tell her that I looked it up on Google or whatever because I sound dumb or whatever. But like, when she told me that, I'm like, she don't know what she's talking about because like I can't be pregnant. Like, first of all, I'm old. Second of all, is in our medical field and our medical history, and the doctor said it can't it might not happen. It yeah, basically. He didn't say that um it was set in stone because certain things didn't happen or whatever and everything, but it wasn't set in stone, but it was a possibility that it might not happen. So I'm looking at this doctor like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, I can't be pregnant. Like, I'm an old lady. How am I going to be pregnant? Like, this is not. So she gave me a blood test to go get the blood test done at the lab, but I would have to go to the lab and then they would have to send it off. So at the moment, I needed to know. I needed to know for the things in my history, the fact that I had a missed abortion and I had a blighted ovum or whatever, and I had a miscarriage. So because those things are in my history, I needed to know like if I was in fact pregnant at this moment or if I'm not. So I went to the hospital. I went to the hospital to find out if I was pregnant. I told them that, I think I'm pregnant and my stomach is hurting or whatever. So automatically tested me and the test came back positive. So I was in fact pregnant. So I want to tell women that's out there that have gotten the double shot, and think that your chances in the future of having a baby is slim to none. You can still get pregnant. You can still have a baby. So yeah. So I thought I was pregnant. So then it was a race to find out if the baby is actually okay, if there's an actual baby in there because of the things that happened in my past. And I went to go get the ultrasound. This was like a couple weeks later. I went to go get the ultrasound, and I found out that I was most definitely pregnant, and that with twins. So yes, that happened. So I had my twins at 40. My twins are almost 2 now. And after I had my twins, and this is why I'm still on the depot shot. This is why. After I had my twins, my doctor she made it very known to me to let me know that once you get pregnant with twins, that you can have twins back to back. And my experience being pregnant with twins, it was very stressful. It was very stressful. I will not lie to you. It was very stressful. First of all, they call the pregnancy in my age pediatric pregnancy. So I felt very old being pregnant. That was one. For two, I was pregnant with twins. I remember being pregnant at 35 with my one son and not feeling like I was eating enough, not feeling like I was doing enough. And then here it is, I'm 40, pregnant with twins. It's like so much pressure. Um, the things that I was looking up, the things I'm not even gonna go into it because if there is women that are pregnant with twins that have crossed my life, I don't want to put that doubt in your head. But there was so much that I was looking up that things that can happen. And it was very stressful the whole pregnancy. Now, what I will say about my pregnancy is that my husband was there with me every step of and he was there. He was very present. I would say these last two pregnancies I had later on in my life was much better than my first pregnancies with my older children. When I was pregnant with my older children, the fathers was not there. I did everything by myself and with my mom. Like these last two pregnancies with my husband was a lot better. Like I felt like I was loved, I felt taken care of. Yeah, it was much better. Now, I'm not trying to have no more pregnancies. That is it for me. Now, there is an option. I can get my tubes tied, but at the same time, I do not like surgery, unnecessary surgery. That is an option, and for women who are looking for options, that is an option. But I just don't like unnecessary surgery, and at the same time, I feel like if I have this surgery, I am for now. At some point, and I'm not wish this on myself, but at some point, I should be hitting menopause, pre-menopause, or something. Um, so at some point, but um, I just seen it was on TikTok, and I don't know if it was like a skit or if it was real, but supposedly the lady was 65 and just found out she was pregnant. And that scared the life out of me because it's like 65. How do you still get pregnant at 65? What, like, so if that's the case, then I will be on the double shot for the rest of my life. Like, because I cannot imagine like being 42 and having two toddlers, a 7-year old. It's nothing like when I was 20 or 25 and I had two children. Like I had all the energy, I could do things, I was working. It's like I am tired and I have no makeup on in this live, so I'm sure it is very apparent in the bags under my eyes. I am tired. Like, yeah, I am tired. And I shop with single mothers because like I cannot imagine single moms, twins. I cannot imagine doing all of this by myself. I absolutely could not imagine. Like it's like to do with twins, it's like you need you need to be able to tag team because it's a lot. It's a lot. And now they are going through the terrible two stage. And then I have my 6-year old that's about to be 7. It's like it's a lot. And I love my children, all of them, every last one of them. But I don't want any more children. I don't want any more children. Like the next child that comes into my family. And please let my child, the oldest one, let him be prepared to have a child. But I would like it to be my grandchild. Because at this point, I am raising my own grandchildren at this point. So that is why I am still on the depot shot. And I will be on the depot shot for the rest of life, most likely. Because I can't imagine having any more children right now. Um, but knowing that, I am on the double shot, I do realize all the risks come along with it. I definitely do. Like I said, I just found out about this lawsuit. So I do realize all the risks that come along with it. So yeah, just your options and look at everything when you choosing a birth control. Let's see. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I missed a lot of comments. Oh goodness. Let me go back. Okay. Gotta go back. Pray is your way. Okay, you had to go through something. Oh, I missed a lot of comments. So it's no late. Okay, you had to go through something to understand that. Yes, yes, I did. Yes, I did. See, having a period is your way of cleaning yourself, preparing for a pregnancy. True. Yes, it is. So when not having one, it messes up a lot. I'm a twin. My brother 4 minutes older than me. Oh, that's beautiful. That is nice. That is very nice. And God bless your mom and your dad because twins are not for the weak. Twins are not for the weak. And it just amazes me every day that I look at them. Like, I cannot believe, like, two babies was inside of me. Two babies. And now they are running around and doing everything. It is absolutely amazing. And I am so blessed. I'm so blessed. I'm so thankful. But at the same time, yeah, that's it for me. See, the love and support was there, pushing you to be healthy and physically. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. It's true. It's a lady that's 7 years old, pregnant. What? What? This is ridiculous. When I say this is ridiculous, this is absolutely ridiculous. When I was young, it was like, okay, once I get older, like 70, I'm I'm done. Like it's just oh my goodness, that is crazy. Your skin is glowing. What the fuck? Did I say that? You say talking about. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that, but I'm very tired. Hey, friend, how are you? I'm so glad you caught my live. I know it's very early in the morning. It can happen. No, a lady that was 56 had a baby. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not doing this with y'all. I'm not. Like I said, it's Devo for life for me. Like, yeah, Devo for life. Because like 56? Like what would I do with a baby at 56? I don't even know. I have no idea. That is crazy. You're going. Okay, it's been knowledgeable, but I need to go to sleep. 5 a.m. here. Good night. Good night. Thank you for being here. Make sure that you look alive on your way out. Thank you so much for being here. Um, I was supposed to be getting my hair done, but it looks like I was talking to you guys more than anything. So I still will get my hair done. I will have a video. I will be putting that up. But thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I know it's very early. So yeah, I definitely thank you for giving your insight and putting your comments. And I hope that this live help you make a decision on what you need to make a decision on. But thank you. Appreciate it. All right. So yeah, I'm pretty much done. Um, I'm pretty much done. I'm glad that I got to see my friends. I'm glad that you are here. Like, yeah, that is so important because you've seen me through my pregnancy. Yeah, you seen me through my pregnancy because I came on here and I was talking about my pregnancy. So like, yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. And I'm not trying to go back there anymore. So but yeah, I'm gonna get ready to close this live out. So thank you guys for being here. I didn't get anything done, but I will get off camera and I will get it done because I have to create a video for you guys and finish my hair. I can't believe that I was on here all this time and wasn't doing anything though. I just get to talking and talking, but I really need to talk about that. I really needed to talk about that because I felt like it was very important and somebody need to hear it. Somebody definitely need to hear it. And then the like about lives is that people can go back and look at it later and get all the information that they need to get from things. I didn't go into details about the experience I had. Maybe I'll go into detail in another live about that. But I did touch on what I went through, and I have been through some things. So, but please make sure that you like the live on the way out. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.